Welcome to another series of CEPI's Policy Wins. Today I am with Madame Sikombe Paule, and we are going to talk about how the policy wins achieved by the Cameroon Economic Policy Institute is impacting businesses like hers across a range of sectors. So welcome, Madame Paule.
Thank you,
How
Mr.
are you?
Kwan. I'm fine. Thank you.
Can you introduce yourself a bit and tell us a little bit about your business?
Thank you. I am Sikombe Paule, um, Managing Director of Mary Bio Coop CA, that's a cooperative. Managing Director of Mary Bio, it's an établissement. And co-founder of P&P Fisheries. We do all together in agriculture, manufacturing of locally made products, that's eating, that's agroalimentary products and fish culture.
Okay. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
We at the Cameroon Economic Policy Institute, we work with entrepreneurs, policymakers to advance entrepreneurship and free market ideas in Cameroon. Now, in 2023 and 2024, we lobbied and advocated for policymakers to reduce the value added taxes on goods like locally made flour, eggs, amongst others. I would like to find out from you, when they reduce the value added taxes on goods like locally made flour, how does that benefit entrepreneurs? How does it impact entrepreneurs or the sectors?
Generally, I think I know it's obviously going to reduce cost and even price. For entrepreneurs, it's going to reduce the cost of production. If there's an entrepreneur that uses the product where the tax was reduced, obviously the cost of his raw materials will reduce, and he will be able to make easier money. That's my
Okay,
opinion.
so if entrepreneurs have access to cheaper raw materials, if their products are cheaper, it means that they're much more competitive as
Yeah.
well when in relation to foreign products.
Yes, of course.
And unfortunately, this reform that we advocated for has now been cancelled. It was only maintained for 2 years. We were advocating that it should maintain it for 5 years.
Oh.
And so, do you think it's important to keep reforms like that for a longer time? Or do you think such reforms should be implemented only in the short term?
Um, I am not an economist. I cannot really say
Yeah, from a
it's all
business perspective.
okay from a
Yes.
business perspective. It's good if it's all life, if we have that reform all through. But the type of business person I am, I love my country to move on. So I understand if in case they have to make it for a shorter period, they have their objectives. Maybe more money is to enter the accounts of the government. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yes, of
But
course,
of
of
course, for
course.
any entrepreneur, it's going to be better if our cost of production is always
It's
low.
low.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, thank you very much for that. And when we one of the other reforms that we achieved is in 2025,
Yeah.
we successfully advocated together because we were part of some of the workshops that we organized,
Yeah.
and policymakers responded positively to our request to put import and export procedures online. So, from your perspective, how is that impacting businesses now, and how might it impact businesses later?
Yes, putting the every information online is obviously going to make things easier for practitioners, us, the people that need the information. Because it's not always easy to get to the offices where the information are, especially for people that are not in the towns where the offices are. It's better if it's online, especially if the information is complete, because it helps us to better plan, to better know in what we're getting into. So it's a good thing that the information should be easily accessible.
Okay, perfect. So, one of the things that we try to achieve at the Cameroon Economic Policy Institute is these policies that make life easier for businesses. This is why we've been advocating for lower value added taxes, for lower taxes, for information to be made available, because businesses require such information
Yeah.
in order for them to be able to trade, and in order for them to be competitive. Going forward, one of the things that we have engaged on and worked on tirelessly is on the certification of products. And it's widely received wisdom that we need to bring down the cost of certification for every business out there so that more businesses can certify their products. Because ultimately, that protects the health of Cameroonians. That makes it easier for businesses to get into supermarkets. It makes it easier for businesses to export. And so, why is it? I don't want you to say whether it's important or not that we reduce the cost now, but I want you to help viewers understand why is it important to reduce the cost of certifying products from an entrepreneur's perspective.
Yes. Why is it important? Okay. If the cost of the certification of a product is reduced, it's obviously going to make it easier for entrepreneurs to go into the certification process, because always we are looking for the least cost of production. And obviously, if the cost is small, we'll easily, will better move to the process than when the cost is high and we see that it's going to increase our cost of production. Nobody wants to use more money than
Then
that.
they need to,
Yes,
essentially, yeah.
if there's a
Okay.
way to use less, everybody will go and prefer using less money for anything.
Okay, so our last question is, as an organization that is actively not only influencing policies to improve entrepreneurship and accelerate economic freedom, but as an organization that works with businesses and policymakers, what advice do you have for us from an entrepreneur's perspective? What can we be doing better to improve the business environment for entrepreneurs?
The advice I can have is be very close to the entrepreneurs and get the information from them. Be Don't sit back and look and feel that. Get close to them, talk to them always, so that when they have these difficulties, you will have the exact problem that can be
That
worked
can be
on.
addressed.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Madam Paul.
You're welcome.
And we look forward to having you at CEPI very soon.
No problem. I'm available for safety.
Thank you.
Thank you.